Hi 8-Fit people, I'm Sarah and I'm going to guide you through a Mind Your Moves training. So this time we are going to do it a little bit more faster paced and we're going to alternate between two kinds of movements. One are going to be a little bit more high intensity, they're going to bring out your explosive strength. And in between we're going to have little breaks with more flowier movements that on the other hand require a control over all the muscles in your body. So we're going to start in sitting. So I suggest you start with cross-legged position. You can have, for the starters, something underneath your buttocks that is going to lift up your sit pose a little bit. So as we start with a couple of minutes of meditation, you have it easier holding up your spine upright. So just relaxing your palms on your knees. You can close your eyes. If you don't feel comfortable closing the eyes, just rest your gaze anywhere in front. And try to get some rest for your gaze so it doesn't get occupied with the stuff that is surrounding you. So that your mind can start becoming more clear, simpler. And you can bring your awareness to what is actually there today for you. What kind of thoughts are there? What is your motivation for a movement training? And remember that there's no need to follow too much alignments and to think too much over the movements that we're going to do. Rather to start feeling how this movement and different patterns, what are they bringing up? When we move our body through different situations, how does our mind respond? Maybe you can find that sense of curiosity, of wanting to get to know yourself better through movement. And let this curiosity, this wish for exploration, give you a bit of a drive for the workout. And then leaving whatever there is in the space of the mind. Start to bring more space next to it for your breath. More space for everything that you can experience in this moment, everything that is true for you right now. So just let the breath flow naturally. Notice if there is that need to control. And see if you can just let go. Trusting your body that it knows how to breathe best. And appreciate this moment of stillness. I'm going to go through a lot of movement. Just keep following this subtle movement that your breath is creating while you're sitting still. With every inhale, your belly expands, and with the exhale, it collapses. Inhale, expanding, and with the exhale, feel your belly button pulling in and up as your diaphragm pushes the air out of your lungs. And you can take your palms, place them on your belly to feel this movement more accurately. Maybe you can push your belly button in a little bit more with the exhale to support this contracting movement on the exhale. Feeling how the core engages with every exhale. Creating that little fire in the middle of your body. That little explosive fire heating up. So every time we exhale, our core tones a bit more, activates. This is gonna give us some explosive strength as we go through into the movement. For now, just relax again, the palms on your knees. And with the inhale, dive your chest forward, letting the belly drop forward. And as you exhale, belly button pulls in and up and leaning backward. Inhale, dive forward, and exhale, lean back. Start to bring more space into your spine, mobilizing it. In this sitting cat and cow position. And keep doing that. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see more what is happening with the spine. Inhaling, diving forward. Exhale, leaning back. Inhale. Exhale. And with the next inhale, then take our arms forward. And with the exhale, reaching our fists towards our waist. Inhale, making ourselves wide and open. And exhale, contracting, toning our arms, the core. Inhale and exhale. Next time, as we go back, you can also take your legs up. Inhale forward and exhale, leaning back. And one more time. One more inhale and exhale. Lean back. Hold your legs up here. Extend your arms to the side. Take your chest forward. Feel your core engaged. Tilt your pelvis a little bit forward if you notice that you're rounding your back. So you have the support from the front and from the back. And then take your palms behind you. Place your palms into the floor, maybe the fingers facing a little bit outwards. And then starting to kick forward with your legs. Use your exhale here to generate power for the kick. You can let a little bit more of a sound out. Couple of more. And then take your feet down to the floor. Extend the arms forward and now rounding the back. Go all the way down with your spine to the floor. And we're going to take our knees apart, making our legs in a little bit of a butterfly shape. Feet together. And with the inhale, we're going to start flowing up with our hips. As you inhale, your belly expands. There is a little bit space underneath your back. And then exhale, press your lower back down into the floor. Start to lift off your hips off the floor. Inhale, let the belly expand again. Hips are lifted. And exhale, come all the way down. And we're going to keep flowing up like this a couple of times. Nice flowy movement, flowing with the breath. Inhale on the bottom, belly expands, space behind the back. Exhale, glue the lower back down, start lifting the hips. Inhale on the top, squeeze the glutes up, pressing them towards the ceiling. And exhale all the way down. And keep repeating. We are getting our glutes isolated here so we can warm them up. So these big muscles can help us go through all this jumping, explosive movement that we're gonna do next. And let's stay here, lift it up. Inhale, exhale here, and then start pushing your glutes more up, pulsing gently. Squeezing them, generating that power. And a couple of more. Feel them maybe starting to burn a little bit. And lower all the way down. If you feel like it, take your knees from one side to the other, or even taking your knees a little bit towards the chest. When you get a little bit of a stretching, you can feel what's happening in the glutes. You can feel them engaged, toning up. And then bring the feet back together. Extend the arms over the head. Inhale here, and as we exhale, we're going to go up into a sit-up, touching our feet with our palms. Again, that explosive power. Use the exhale to pull you up. Inhale back, exhale. Touch the floor behind you, and then touch the toes, lifting up. And we keep doing them. And 5 more. Speed up the movement, use the core. 1 more. And then release down on the floor. Take the knees towards your chest. And then starting to roll your knees back and forth. And we're gonna get up into a squat. You can do this rolling a couple of more times. It feels nice, massaging the back. And then starting to lift up. And last time, we stay up in the squat. And feel your feet down on the floor. You can keep the heels lifted and just shift your weight a couple of times from one leg to another. Feeling the strength in the legs. Open up some space in the inner thighs. Wiggle a little bit here. Open the knees up. And then place your palms down onto the floor. Place your knees down onto the floor. Release here. Your head on the floor. Keep your toes tucked. And then inhale. Start to lift your arms up. Pushing your hips forward. And then exhale. Leaning backward. Keep pushing the hips forward. Squeezing the glutes. And inhale. Lift up the arms. Exhale. Place the palms on the floor. And with the inhale, push yourself back onto your feet. Push your knees up. And exhale, back down. Inhale, lift the arms up, open up, and exhale, lean backward. Inhale up, exhale down. Tuck the toes, push yourself up into squat. Exhale, forward. Inhale, open up, push the hips forward. Exhale, lean back. Inhale. Exhale, inhale into squat and back forward. Inhale, lift up, squeeze the glutes, exhale. Let your upper body hang behind. Inhale up, exhale forward, push yourself back into squat. Now we're gonna jump up here. Exhale, jump up, inhale, lower down on the exhale. Open up and exhale behind. Open, forward, inhale, come into squat, exhale, jump up, and inhale, back down, exhale, forward, lift up, lean back. 1 more time, up, exhale, forward, back, and jump up. And now you got it. Let's repeat a couple of times, get into the flow with it. Squat and jump high up. And back down. Open yourself up. Exhale, lean back. And keep going. Reach up, lean back. Use the breath, use that exhale to jump up. And last one. And then place your knees down onto the floor. Untuck your toes. Take your forehead down to the floor. You can take your palms behind or forward. Take a few moments in the child pose. Let your belly come in between your knees. And just take a small break here. Noticing any changes that are coming up. Change of temperature, change in the pulse. Any muscles that are getting tensed now. What can you notice? And then take your palms forward. I'm gonna pull myself a little bit backwards into the middle of the mat. And then pushing your palms into the floor. Press all the fingers equally into the mat and lift up into all fours. And take your knees so they're underneath the hips. Your palms are underneath the shoulders. And then tuck the toes. Inhale. And with the exhale, lift the knees a couple of centimeters off the floor here. Lean a couple of times back and forth. And then start to turn your knees towards the right and back into the center. And exhale, turning your knees to the left and back into the center. I already started to lift off my arm. As I turn the knees, your arm kind of naturally lifts off the floor and back into the center. Lifting the left arm up as your knees go to the left and back to the center. Next time, lift your right arm, knees are on the right, and then pull your left leg through and bring it back. And back with your belly down to the floor. Turning your knees to the left, left arm pulls up, and you're pushing your right knee through to the left. Back into the center, and back to the right. And to the left. Now start to use that exhale, giving it a little bit of a kick. Ha. 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 And a couple of more. Ha. Take that palm to the waist. Ha. 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 And then come back to the center and then bring your hips up, pushing your chest to the knees, coming in our first downward dog. Nicely feeling the back of the leg stretching. And then bring it back forward with your knees, lift it slightly up in all fours. Feel that springiness in the soles of your feet. And we're gonna start kicking to the sides again. Ha! This time, bring a little bit jumpiness in. So, ha! Kick to the side, change the legs in the middle. Ha! And kick. Ha! 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 And a few more. Ha! Ha! Enjoy the movement. Ha! And back into the center. And push your hips up into the downward dog. Exhale here. Inhale, do any movement that comes naturally, that your body is calling for. And we're gonna do a lot of twists today. So now we're gonna float forward into plank pose and start to warming our side of the core muscles. So come down onto your forearms And inhale here. With the exhale, bring your hips to the left side. And then inhaling, making an arch over the middle and bringing them to the right. And keep repeating here. Couple of more. Lifting them high up in the center and lowering them down. Few more. Feel if you can close the eyes and feel those muscles that are starting to work here. And then take your hips down with your left hip down to the floor. Feet are one over each other. Place your forearm into the floor parallel with your upper side of the mat. Inhale here, and with the exhale, push your hips up. Extend your arm over the head, and exhale, lowering down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, up. Reach high up with your hips. You can make a fist with it, stabilizing arm, or spread all your fingers down. And let's do two more. And then bring yourself back down to the center. Your belly button facing down. Back on the forearms. And let's do another round of those arches with the hips. Starting to break a sweat. Keep breathing. So take your right forearm, press it into the floor, parallel with the upper side of your mat. I'm gonna turn to the other side, but you can stay where you are. So your right hip is pressing down into the floor, your legs are stacked. It's either your upper leg is in front of the lower leg or they are stacked. And take a nice inhale on the floor, and with the exhale, pull your hips up, take your arm over the head, and inhale, drop down. Exhale, reach up with the hips, and back down. Place that palm nice and firm into the floor, make a fist. You want to have it stable. One more nice reach. And that lower back down, coming back into forearm plank. I'm gonna turn back to the front. And then start to lift up into full plank. And then send your hips back into the downward dog. And then start to walk your feet forward towards the palms. Let your upper body hang here. And then inhale slowly, lifting up. And roll your shoulders backwards. And coming up into standing. Shake it off a little bit here. And then take a moment, finding your nice, wide, comfortable stance. Feel your feet pressing down into the floor. Take an inhale, pressing your heels into the floor, and from there on, letting your whole spine grow up to the ceiling or the sky. And with the exhale, letting everything release, root down to the floor. Inhale, make yourself long and up, and exhale, releasing and grounding. One more time like this, and exhale. And then start to switching your weight from one leg to the other. Keeping your upper body light, swinging. Notice how this feels. Close the eyes. So find a nice, comfortable stance here. Shifting your weight from side to side, getting ready for what's coming up next. A little bit higher intensity interval. So first, let's shift the weight into the right leg. And start swinging with your left leg, making it a little bit circular, forward and back. This can be challenging for the balance, but keep it fun and playful. And keep that attitude into the interval that is coming up. And then take the leg behind. So your left leg goes over behind to the right. Inhale, take your arm up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, we're gonna kick up with our leg. Ha! To the side. Inhale, coming back. Ha! Exhale, kick up. Ha! Ha! And keep on going. Ha! Stepping back, kicking up, directing that energy to the side. Ha! Ha! Two more. Ha! Ha! And the last one. And as you come back, take your upper side of the foot, placing it down to the floor, taking your knee to the floor. And the last, your sit bones come all the way down and sitting down. And now getting back up, finding a nice flow, a controlled way to lift back up, this time only lifting the knee up towards the chest. And slow and controlled, the upper side of the foot, the shin, the knee, sit bones come down. And lifting back up, pushing through the front foot, lifting the knee up, and lowering back down. Keep on breathing, nice and controlled. Being aware of all the muscles or all the landing surfaces that are helping you to lift up, and the landing surfaces supporting you, sitting back down. And one more time, let's lift up. And this time again, ha, kicking up. Take your foot back, ha, kicking back. Hold your balance, ha, ha. And 6 more, ha, ha. Direct that energy, ha. Use the exhale, ha. And last one, and again, lifting up, placing your upper side of the foot down to the floor, sitting back, and this time take a hold of your knee and twist backwards. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, releasing in the twist. Take a moment here. Let the breath unfold. Let the breath just be as it wants right now. Not trying to control it. And then release the arms forward. Find your way to get back up over those landing surfaces. And this time, as you lift, again, ha, kicking forward. Ha. And just 5 more. Ha. And 3. And 4. And 5. And next time, lift back up, taking your knee with your palm, lifting it up. Open your hip to the side. A little bit more challenge, this time challenging the balance. Feel the strength in the standing leg. And then take your knee forward. Take the other arm. Take a hold of the knee. And stretch your arm behind. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, keeping it playful, being curious about it, see if you can take your gaze behind to that back thumb. And then bringing it back forward. Stand holding on your leg. And then take the foot behind. One more time. And sitting all the way back down. Taking a moment here. And then lift back up. All the way up. And coming back into standing on both feet. Close your eyes for a moment. feel if you can sense any difference between the two legs. Shift your weight from one side to the other. Start to shift your weight from one leg to the other, shifting your weight into the left leg, and release your right leg from the floor and start to circle around with it, letting the weight swing out from the hip and circling it forward and back. Notice how your arms, how your core is counterbalancing this movement. Many different muscles start working when the balance is challenged to try to keep us upright. And then take the foot behind, all over behind to the left. Bend both knees, find your position somewhere in between the both legs. And then inhale, take your arm up to the ceiling and exhale, ha! Kicking to the side with the right leg. Ha! 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 Direct that heel to the side. Ha! Ha! And two more. Ha! Ha! And then take your, again, one more kick. Now we're taking our upper side of the foot down to the floor, then the shin, then the knee, sitting back and releasing here. And then finding your way back up, lifting, pressing the shin, the knee, the front foot, taking the knee to the side and sitting back down. Nice and controlled, or at least going towards it. Being aware of all the different muscles that are helping us to perform this movement. Being aware of the sequence of the joints that are contributing here. And back down. And one more time, lifting the knee up. And stepping back down with your toes tucked off the back leg. Inhale, take the arm over the head and exhale, kicking up. Ha! Ha! And another 5. Keep on going. Ha! Feel those muscles. Ha! They are performing this strong, explosive movement. And the next time, stepping back, on the upper side of your foot, start lowering down and sitting all the way back. Hug your left knee with your right arm. Take the other arm behind, push it down, lengthen the spine up. As you exhale, release into this little twist. Notice if you're trying to control, trying to slow down the breath. See if you can let go of that tendency. And just letting the breath to be as it is. Trusting your body that it knows how to get the oxygen, to feed the blood, to feed the muscles. And then coming back up, lifting over the foot and kicking back up. Ha! 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 Nice and controlled. It can be challenging for the balance. Ha! And you will notice that one leg is maybe less stable than the other. And that's normal. We can be very asymmetrical with our muscles and joints. And the last one. And then place the foot back down, sitting down, and then lifting back up. This time taking the knee up, up, up to the side, holding it with your palm, opening the hip. Find your balance here. Notice how the standing leg is trying to cope with all this weight being just on this one foot. And then change the palms. So now your left palm is taking hold of the right knee and the right arm is pulling backwards. And if you feel stable here, you can see if you can challenge yourself with taking the gaze behind. Let the breath flow. Let the belly relax with every inhale. And then bring it back forward. Release both legs. And now again, take a moment in standing. Notice now there is a difference that you can feel between your right and the left leg. What sensations are coming up? And take your palms on your lower back. Inhale, take your gaze up to the ceiling. Push your hips forward, lean back. And then with the exhale, bring your whole upper body down to the floor. Full forward fold. And then walk your palms forward. And your legs behind. In your own way, coming into downward dog. Walk your heels up and down. Maybe send a few waves through the spine to decompress. Send a wave by bending your knees, and then as you press down through your feet, let that momentum from the floor go through the whole spine. And let the next wave send you forward into a plank pose, and bending your elbows, either over half plank by placing the knees on the floor, come all the way down to the floor, or from the full plank, keeping your knees lifted up, bending the elbows, going all the way down, wherever you're at. And shake off the hips from side to side here a little bit. And then placing all your fingers into the floor. Inhale, squeeze the glutes one more time. Press that upper sides of the feet, your big toe mouths, into the floor. And with the exhale, start to glue off your belly, chest, and chin off the floor. Coming into a little cobra. And exhale all the way down. Let's do this one more time. Inhale, engaging the legs, pressing your pubic bone down into the floor. Exhale, lift off your belly, chest, and chin. Inhale, press through the palms. And exhale down. Now we're going to take our left shin up from the floor. And inhale in the floor. Press your pubic bone down. And as you exhale, push through the palms. And let the shin drive you towards the right side. And back to the center. And release down. Inhale, take the right shin up towards the ceiling. And let those right toes pull you to the left as you lift up, lifting through both arms. And exhale back down. And again, to the right. Left toes guide us all the way through the right, pushing through the arms, stretching nicely. And back into the center. And one more time to the left. Nice and compressing, bring some engagement into our arms. And reposition your palms so they're underneath the shoulders. Now we're going to bring another movement into the center. Inhale on the floor, tuck your toes. Exhale, push yourself up. Inhale, lower down. And then coming to the side. Inhale to the center. Exhale, push up. And inhale, lower down. And exhale, lift to the other side. Inhale, tuck the toes, lift up either half plank or full plank, and back down. And let your left toes guide you all over to the right. Back into the center, one more push-up. Use the exhale. Inhale, back down, and lifting up to the left. Let's do this 2 more rounds. Inhale in the center, lift up, strong arms, and lifting up to the right. Back into the center, inhale on the floor, use that exhale to engage the core. Push up, getting harder and harder. One more time down, lifting to the left. And back into the center, last push-up. Inhale, lift up, and lower down. This time again, let your left toes lift you towards the left. And back down. No more push-ups anymore. Just lifting on to the right and back down. With the next lift, let your left toes drive even further away and then place your foot into the floor and lift your whole body up. Brace with your right palm, your left knee. Push your spine upright, use the back palm to press down into the floor, lengthen, and exhale, releasing here into the twist. Take a few breaths here. Let the breath flow. Feel the expansion with every inhale. That release coming from the exhale. More space, opening up with the inhale. And the exhale, letting us revolve further into the twist. And then release the arms forward, circle them back down to the mat and coming back down to the belly. Lift up your right toes into the air and then drive them all over to the left, even further this time. And then place the foot down into the mat, lift all the way up and drive your left arm to brace the right knee, placing the right palm behind you. Inhale, lengthen up, and with the exhale, allow your spine to get further in the twist. Allow the body to breathe in the pose. Even when we are in a still pose, there is that movement that comes from the breath. A gentle pulsation, expansion of the inhale and release on the exhale. And then extend the arms forward. Turn to the back of your mat, extending both legs. Shake off your legs here a little bit. And then inhale. First, tilt your pelvis a little bit forward so you get some more length in your back. Inhale up with your arms. And then as you exhale, tilt the pelvis backward, starting to round your back and lowering all the way down to the floor. Inhale, extend the arms over the head. And exhale, release here. And one more time. Inhale, extend the arms, extend the legs. Feel like you're squeezing all your muscles, the face muscles, your glutes, the buttocks. And exhale, drop everything down. And one more time if you feel like it. Squeezing everything. Release. And then take your arms to the side. And release to a few moments in just resting the body down on the floor. again in a very still pose, very passive pose. Feel like the floor is supporting your whole weight, supporting you in relaxing. And one more time check in to see if you're controlling the breath or if you can let it go. Letting go of the control so your body can breathe in the best way that it can. And you just being that side observer, putting your palms maybe on your belly or on your chest. And just witnessing this breath coming to life. Keep observing that breath, the unique rhythm. Feeling that wave-like movement that the breath creates, even in stillness, in the passive Shavasana. We're never fully still as long as we are breathing. There's this constant movement. And after all this strong, explosive movement we have been doing, using the breath to generate more power, can you feel now how the breath, just as it is now, it's just gently rocking you, gently caressing you from the inside? There is that strong, explosive power to the breath. There is this soft, kind, caressing side of the breath. Then release your arms to the side. Take a few more breaths. Fully savoring this last couple of breaths. And slowly start to bring in some more movement in your body. And find a way to lift back up into sitting. And take your palms together. Before we end, we're going to give ourselves a little soothing touch, starting to rub the palms together. And then placing them wherever you feel like, whatever it feels nice and supportive. And one more time, rubbing the palms, feeling that sensation that you're creating between them. And again, choosing a place where you want to offer yourself a gentle touch. And rest your palms on your knees and take a brief moment to check in with yourself. Checking, how are you feeling right now? What is it like to be me in this moment? And before we go, just choose your own gesture, how you want to hug yourself, bow in front of yourself, or whatever else you want to do to show some gratitude towards yourself. And thanking yourself for taking this exploration for yourself. And I thank you for training with me and hope to see you again soon.